Art in Uncommon Places started with Sue and I realizing that the art community was very generous, and so was the business community, but they have a hard time talking to each other. And we have kind of formed our nonprofit to be a handshake between the artist and the business community. And we also started out, because we both have taught art for 20-something years in the public school system, and we realized that lots of children go to the museum, but not everyone. And so we wanted to take the art to the public, and so we put it in Uncommon Places. We started out with producing these group of art, which we gave the artists 3 commissions. They were 5 local artists that we picked, and we gave them 3 directives. One was that they were to recycle a car part because of Texas. 2, they were supposed to make it into a functional piece like a bench or a picnic table or a windbreak. And then they were to be tiled from head to toe because of the history of monarch tile, and also because of the National Ceramic Final here in the museum. Anyway, we knew they were supposed to go along a bike and hike path, but we've been through 6 committees in the city to get these approved, and the location has changed 3 times. So after they wrote the grant with the city and Craig Kinney and the museum, they placed our art there. And we were very excited about the placement. It's, you know, we have 1,000 people that have worked on each one of these cars, so they're community produced art. And we have generous people. I love being in this town because of it, but they've all contributed tile or time or space, such as Brenda and Ken Gunner gave us our first warehouse. The cars were first before the 2 murals, and there's 5 of those sculptures. We started at a think tank at Roger Allen at the chicken farm because we were told, Sue, Rainey, and I, that we could not mosaic on metal. So that's the first thing we decided we would do. And the chemicals and the adhesives and the grout have changed dynamically. So they expand and contract, and that's what we needed because of the metal. Then we did these on vintage pieces of automobiles because the gauge of the metal is much heavier. Then it took, we had to have lots of welding done to them. There is no glass under the windshields. Those are metal plated. Everything is closed off so that, you know, it's safe for the public. And then after that process, then you have to sandblast them. And they need to be in an area where no moisture is happening because you don't want the rusting process to happen before you cover them up. And then we also had them donated, so they had to be hauled out of field, so we had to get car movers to pick them up, move them to the location. So there was a lot of orchestration that happened before we could even start the process of mosaicing. The first one that we did was the art bug, which was located at the museum for 6 years before they were moved and placed under our new river walk. And we did that one actually in 3 days. But we had shifts of it was 15 people for every 2 hours, and we did that, you know, for 10 hours. And we did that 3 days in a row. And that tiling process happened, and then we had to come back and have a grouting day or a bathing day, as we say. And we had a specialist because the grout is an epoxy grout like they put in the bottom of the Sonic kitchens, which means it's pretty durable, but it's a 2-part mixture, and it takes quite a talent. And we have one person that Sue and I trust to come help us, and his name is Charles Camp, and he's donated many hours and helped us. But when he's working, then we get a crew, and we help keep it clean because you have to have hot water, and we had to hook up a hot water heater so that we had hot water to bathe them off so that it comes off clean. So it's been quite a process. And then the others were developed over a span of this 6-year period. Art in Uncommon Places began 10 years ago, and then with the chalk art, which is a free family event, and then the cars were produced after that in a 6-year period of time, and the 2 murals. Artistic San Angelo has all the great artists like I was telling you about, and it's about San Angelo. We took Van Gogh's Starry Night, and we did his Wind in the Sky, because Angelo has beautiful skies. We did Monet's Water Lily, because we have the International Water Lily Garden here. We did Matisse's Horse. Matisse, as he got older, was a painter, and he didn't want to quit his art. He wanted to continue on. So he said, I will draw with my scissors. And he would cut, and he could feel the shapes. And the horse is one of the things that he cut out of paper. And we placed it large in the piece because we're equestrian in this town. We have the 3 Concho Rivers that are coming through in stained glass. Each one of those are, I hope, are very highly identified. We also have Henry Moore. Henry Moore created bronzes of the family, and San Angelo is a lot about the family, so we have the family group there too in beautiful natural stone. The tree mural, that one was created around a material which is called recycled glass. Sam Tambunga has a recycling Go Green business, and it's tumbled glass. And he gets it in the 4 colors, of course, of glass bottles. But when you pick it up, it's smooth on the edges. But there's nothing like the brilliance of glass. So we decided we wanted to use that in a piece. And we had to develop a new method for that. Rick Swain helped us come up with the materials to make that happen. And we worked on Durarock, which is cement board. And we cut out the forms, the foliage of the tree out of the Durarock. Then we iced these boards with this adhesive kind of grout-like stuff, and then we painted with the glass to make the top of the trees. The bottom of the trees were fabricated by our friend, which we call Magic Mike. He can do anything. Anyway, and we built the bark of the trees with rebarb and bent them, and he literally bent them over his knee. We put a water meter in there so that we're very cognizant about the water that we need to maintain all of our foliage and everything in San Angelo. But that piece is all about recycling. The artist is nothing without the gift, and the gift is nothing without the work. So our work that we do is very community involved, and it is very priceless to be able to see that work out there. And also that the students that we've taught for 20 years can go by, especially with Artistic San Angelo, because it has all the great artists in the piece. And we hope that they can identify from what we've taught them who these people are. And anytime you view art, the serotonin within you is lifted, and you have a joy that you feel. So we hope everybody gets to experience that, and that is our big wish. So we're thrilled that this could happen.